last boat waited by the canal at midnight, tied loosely to the old stone landing there. The fog came in before the cold came with it, and left the water heavy in the air. A lamp was on above the narrow passway, the kind that turns the mist to something gold. I sat beside the water without reason, and felt the kind of night that doesn't hold. The canal stayed silent after everything was said. The canal stayed silent after you had gone ahead. The canal stayed silent, the boat stayed at the dock. The canal stayed silent, the fog moved like a clock, slowly covering everything. The city knew before I did. The canal stayed silent when everything was finished. The canal stayed silent after everything was said. The canal stayed silent after you had gone ahead. The canal stayed silent, the boat stayed at the dock. The canal stayed silent, the fog moved like a clock, slowly covering everything. The city knew before I did. The canal stayed silent when everything was finished. Il canale rimase silenzioso dopo che te ne andasti. L'ultima barca aspettava più a lungo di quanto pensassi. The water kept moving quietly beneath us. The last boat waited longer than anyone expected. The canal stayed silent, the boat stayed at the dock. The canal stayed silent, the fog moved like a clock, slowly covering everything. The city knew before I did. The canal stayed silent when everything was finished. The last boat waited longer than anyone expected. The canal stayed silent, still silent, still waiting.
One more cigarette beside the water, the kind you light when there is nothing left to say. The fog was coming in across the canal there, and making everything feel far away. A boat went past without a sound of motion, the way things pass when no one calls them out. I watch the smoke decide which way to travel, and thought about what evening was about. One more cigarette before the fog arrives. One more cigarette before the night decides. One more cigarette by the water, the canal still running underneath. One more cigarette by the water before the city falls asleep. The last boat waiting at the landing, the mist already on the bridge. One more cigarette by the water before we reach the edge. One more cigarette before the fog arrives. One more cigarette before the night decides. One more cigarette by the water, the canal still running underneath. One more cigarette by the water before the city falls asleep. The last boat waiting at the landing, the mist already on the bridge. One more cigarette by the water before we reach the edge. Un'altra sigaretta vicino all'acqua ancora. Un'altra sigaretta prima dell'ultima ora. The smoke went where it wanted, I stayed where I was. One more cigarette because I had no better cause. One more cigarette by the water, the canal still running underneath. One more cigarette by the water before the city falls asleep. The last boat waiting at the landing, the mist already on the bridge. One more cigarette by the water before we reach the edge. One more cigarette, the fog coming in. One more cigarette, the last boat still waiting, still waiting, still there. The hotel windows cast their light on water, the kind of gold that only old glass makes. I walked the calle underneath those windows and thought about the choices that one takes. A woman read behind a lace-edged curtain. A man stood on his balcony alone. The city had that feeling after midnight, like everyone was nearly going home. The windows window still warm, the canal still dark. The window still warm, the night still holding on. The hotel windows were still warm, while everything was cold outside. The hotel windows were still warm, while I was still deciding whether to stay, whether to go, whether the last boat would be waiting when I know. The window's still warm, the canal still dark. The window's still warm, the night still holding on. The hotel windows were still warm, while everything was cold outside. The hotel windows were still warm, while I was still deciding whether to stay, whether to go, whether the last boat would be waiting when I know. Le finestre dell'albergo ancora calde nella notte, le finestre dell'albergo sopra le acque rotte. The last boat waiting down below the bridge, the window still warm above the water's edge. I was still deciding, still standing in the cold. The hotel windows were still warm, while everything was cold outside. The hotel windows were still warm, while I was still deciding whether to stay, whether to go, whether the last boat would be waiting when I know. The window's still warm, the fog coming closer, the last boat waiting longer than anyone expected. Still warm, still warm.
We walk without talking through the narrow streets, the kind of silence only cities hold. The fog was at our shoulders from the water, and everything we passed was dark and cold. We crossed the bridge above the smaller canal, our footsteps sounding different on the stone. You stopped once, looking down into the water, and I stood close enough to feel alone. We walked without talking, the city spoke instead. We walked without talking because everything was said. We walked without talking through the Venice night. We walked without talking beneath the fading lights. The last boat was somewhere tied up in the fog. We walked without talking because we knew what we had lost. city spoke instead. We walked without talking because everything was said. We walked without talking through the Venice night. We walked without talking beneath the fading light. The last boat was somewhere tied up in the fog. We walked without talking because we knew what we had lost. Camminavamo senza parlare, le pietre bagnate sotto i piedi. Camminavamo senza parlare, sapendo già quello che vedi. The fog between us getting thicker, the canal below us getting quieter. Your sleeve against my hand, not quite touching. We walk without talking through the Venice night. We walk without talking beneath the fading light. The last boat was somewhere tied up in the fog. We walk without talking because we knew what we had lost. We walk without talking, the water below us. We walk without talking, the fog around us. The last boat waiting somewhere in the mist. We walk without talking, that was all there was.
The last cafe near Rialto was still open. The owner knew that nobody would leave. We ordered something warm without discussing, and sat with both our coats still on our sleeves.
The candle on the table made your face look like the kind of thing that can't be lost.
I thought if we stayed warm a little longer, we might forget how much the night had cost. The last cafe,
still open in the fog.
the last cafe,
Still something to hold on.
the last cafe near Rialto,
Kept us longer than we planned.
the last cafe near Rialto,
Still warm enough to understand
that leaving wasn't ready.
that staying wasn't wrong.
The last cafe near Rialto, we could have stayed so long. The last cafe,
Still open in the fog.
the last cafe,
Still something to hold on.
the last cafe near Rialto,
Kept us longer than we planned.
the last cafe near Rialto,
Still warm enough to understand
that leaving wasn't ready.
that staying wasn't wrong.
The last cafe near Rialto, we could have stayed so long. L'ultimo caffè vicino al Rialto,
Le candele ancora accese,
l'ultima barca che aspettava.
Le parole non dette ma intese.
The candle still burning,
Neither of us blew it out.
the wine still in the glass. We weren't ready to go.
Not yet.
Not quite yet. The last cafe near Rialto
Kept us longer than we planned.
The last cafe near Rialto
Still warm enough to understand
that leaving wasn't ready.
that staying wasn't wrong.
The last cafe near Rialto. We could have stayed so long. The last boat waited
Longer than anyone expected.
The cafe still open,
The candle still burning.
neither of us
Ready. Ready.
The fog came down across the bridge at midnight, the way it always does, without a sound. It covered all the corners of the collie and turned the lamplight soft against the ground. She stood beside the railing of the bridge there, not looking at me, looking at the boat. I had a sentence ready in my silence, but lost it somewhere in the fog and cold. The fog covered the bridge, the bridge covered the water. The fog covered the bridge and everything after. The fog covered the bridge before I said the word. The fog covered the bridge before she could be heard. The canal went quiet underneath us, the last boat barely visible. The fog covered the bridge and everything was possible. And then it wasn't. The fog covered the bridge covered the water. The fog covered the bridge and everything after. The fog covered the bridge before I said the word. The fog covered the bridge before she could be heard. The canal went quiet underneath us, the last boat barely visible. The fog covered the bridge and everything was possible. And then it wasn't. La nebbia coprì il ponte prima che parlassi. La nebbia coprì il ponte e tutto svanì quasi. The last boat still waiting below the covered bridge. I didn't say the thing I had been saving. The fog covered the bridge and kept on going without me. The fog covered the bridge before I said the word. The fog covered the bridge before she could be heard. The canal went quiet underneath us, the last boat barely visible. The fog covered the bridge, and everything was possible. And then it wasn't. The fog still covering the bridge, still there. The last boat waiting longer than anyone expected. I never said it. The fog stayed anyway.
She watched the boats leave from the stone embankment. She pressed her sleeve against her coat and stayed. She stood until the last one disappeared slowly into the fog, the way things always fade. Her face was in the window of the water, that still reflection just below the bridge. She didn't move, she didn't call her name out. She breathed the fog and stood along the edge. She watched the boats leave, the canal kept running. She watched the boats leave, the fog kept coming. She watched the boats leave without a word. She watched the boats leave without being heard. The fog came in, the fog came slow. She watched the boats leave and didn't go. She watched the boats leave, the canal kept running. She watched the boats leave, the fog kept coming. She watched the boats leave without a word. She watched the boats leave without being heard. The fog came in, the fog came slow. She watched the boats leave and didn't go. Guardò le barche andarsene senza fare un gesto, il suo viso nell'acqua, immobile come il resto. She held her sleeve against the cold. She breathed the fog and stayed. She stayed until she couldn't see them anymore, then stayed a little longer. She watched the boats leave without a word. She watched the boats leave without being heard. The fog came in, the fog came slow. She watched the boats leave and didn't go. She stayed until the fog took everything from view, then stayed a little longer, her face still in the water, still looking. The last boat waited longer than anyone expected. She watched until she couldn't see, then stayed.
chairs were empty by the canal at dawn. The cafe tables wet with fog and dew. I sat in one of them without an order and looked at where the boats had been in view. Some silences are heavier than water. Some empty chairs hold more than occupied. I pressed my hand against the cold metal surface and felt the weight of everything we tried. Le sedie vuote vicino al canale, le sedie vuote come un vecchio finale, la nebbia ancora lì, le barche già sparite, il canal rimasto senza le persone che lo amavano. The chair still wet, the canal still moving, the fog still staying. Distant fog home, then nothing. Chair scraping stone, then nothing. Morning birds beginning. The last boat waited longer than anyone expected. Still waiting somewhere in the fog. The water kept moving after everything was still.
The boats had gone.
The fog was on the bridge.
I heard it in the silence between the things we said.
The sound of something staying
when everything had left,
and I was left with water.
And then without the water,
And then
without.
the water kept moving
After we stopped moving with it,
The water kept moving
after everything was finished.
The last boat in the fog.
The chairs beside the canal.
The water kept moving
After we became the wall.
and I was left with water.
And then without the water,
And then
without.
the water kept moving
After we stopped moving with it.
The water kept moving
After everything was finished.
The last boat in the fog.
The chairs beside the canal.
The water kept moving
After we became the wall. L'acqua continuava a muoversi,
Noi no.
l'ultima barca nella nebbia.
Non aspettava più nessuno.
The city stayed.
After we were gone,
The water kept moving
long after
we we stopped.
The water kept moving
After we stopped moving with it.
The water kept moving
After everything was finished.
Some canals have no ending.
Some goodbyes have no last word.
The water kept so quietly moving.
The quietest thing I heard.
The water kept moving,
Still moving after everything.
Venice looked different in the hour before morning. The canals were silver where the lamps were low. I walked the calle that connected nothing, and felt the kind of quiet that people know. A delivery boat went past without a person, just engine sound and water pushed aside. I watched it disappear around the corner, and thought about the things you leave behind. Not tired from the walking, tired from the knowing. Not tired from the walking, from the knowing. Before morning in Venice looks like something ending. Before morning in Venice feels like the beginning of the part where you accept what the canal meant. Before morning in Venice, after everything was spent. Not tired from the walking, tired from the knowing. Not tired from the walking, from the knowing. Before morning in Venice looks like something ending. Before morning in Venice feels like the beginning of the part where you accept what the canal meant. Before morning in Venice, after everything was spent. Venezia prima del mattino, le calli già vuote. Venezia prima del mattino, le acque le rotte. Not tired from the walking, tired from the knowing. The last boat waited longer than we did, and that was enough. Before morning in Venice looks like something ending. Before morning in Venice feels like the beginning of the part where you accept what the canal meant. Before morning in Venice, after everything was spent. The canal disappeared into morning light. The fog began to lift without permission. The last boat waited before morning in Venice, already gone.
Nobody said goodbye beside the water. It wasn't that kind of ending after all. She took the early boat across the lagoon and left the hotel key beside the hall. She walked the bridge above the small canal once more. The stones were cold beneath the lifting fog. She touched the railing with her fingertips and thought of what it means to leave a mark. Not sad exactly, just not ready. Not sad exactly for the silence. Nobody said goodbye because we didn't know. Nobody said goodbye because neither said so. She left the key behind her on the desk beside the lamp. Nobody said goodbye. The morning cold and damp. Not sad exactly, just not ready. Not sad exactly for the silence. Nobody said goodbye because we didn't know. Nobody said goodbye because neither said so. She left the key behind her on the desk beside the lamp. Nobody said goodbye. The morning cold and damp. Nessuno disse addio vicino all'acqua quella notte. Nessuno disse addio perché le parole erano rotte. Not sad exactly, just not ready. She touched the railing one last time. She looked at her reflection in the water, then walked away without looking back. Nobody said goodbye because we didn't know. Nobody said goodbye because neither said so. She left the key behind her on the desk beside the lamp. Nobody said goodbye. The morning cold and damp. The key's still there on the desk. Nobody said goodbye. That was how it was. The water still moving, the fog still lifting, one stone at a time.
If I wrote a letter to Venice 1971, I'd say I stood too long beside the wrong canal. I'd say the fog came in before I finished and covered everything I meant to call.
If I wrote a letter to that bridge at midnight, I'd say I kept the silence all these years. I'd say I watched the last boat from the landing and counted every light until it cleared.
Some cities hold the people who waited long after they moved on. Some cities hold the people who waited and keep their water on. Some cities hold the people who waited long after they are gone. Some cities hold the people who waited and keep the canal on. Venice held us long after we moved on.
The last boat waited longer
than the people did. Some cities hold the people who waited long after they are gone. Some cities hold the people who waited and keep the canal on. Venice held us long after we moved on.
The last boat waited longer
than the people did. Venezia
si ricorda di noi,
l'ultima barca che aspettava.
alcune città non dimenticano.
Some cities hold the water long after we are gone.
Some cities hold the water
and keep the fog on. Some cities hold the people who waited long after they are gone. Some cities hold the people who waited and keep the canal on. Venice held us long after we moved on.
The last boat waited longer
than the people did. The stone bridge is still there, the canal still moves through. The empty chair beside the water, still holding something true.
Some cities hold the memory of people who moved on.
Venice held ours long after we were gone. Some cities hold the people who waited long after they are gone. Some cities hold the people who waited and keep the canal on. Venezia
Still holding.
The last boat waited longer than the people did. people did.
The last boat waited longer
Than the people did.